All right, so today, special stream. We're going to record something for the Heezy Game Media YouTube channel. Then we're going to do stuff for the Constructive Criticism YouTube channel. And the reason is because, oh my gosh, did we get the coolest reveal ever with, it's your boy. I gotta pull up Twitter. I'm going to pull up Twitter really quick to show this. But fam, the Deadpool 3 stuff is coming in. It's coming in, and I had to celebrate. Xmen is a special place in my heart. One of my favorite movie franchises. I don't care about the duds. They're all amazing to me. But if we take a look, over here. Look at this. Look at this outfit from our boy. That is Wolverine right here, and I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. So, look at this. I mean, the only thing that is different is its full arms, right? Like, other than that, come on. This is perfect. Whew. So, let's go from there, and we're gonna tier list the movies. And we're going to do it, let's see here. We'll do it this way. We'll do it in this order. I don't know what this order is. Is this all of them? I think it's all of them. All right, so the original X-Men. Where does this rank? And this isn't just like of X-Men movies. Like, I actually think that like this is a ranking of like how good are these actual movies. And honestly, like, the first X-Men movie, it's a pretty good superhero movie. A lot happens. There is, I think that you get to know the characters really well. There's drama, there's romance, it's got everything. I actually think this is like a solid B-tier movie, especially when it comes to like superhero movies. This is like one of the first superhero movies that I remember watching where it's like, this is a good superhero movie. Like, legitimately good. That should be X2. Is this X2? I might be doing this backwards. That was X2. I can't see the logo very well. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in for the viewers at home. Let's get rid of this ad. Zoom in a little. So we're putting X-Men, the first one, at B tier. I think that's solid. I think that's right. Now X2. I like X2. A lot of people say it's their favorite X-Men. I think that it's really good. They're developing a really interesting story. I remember watching this movie for the first time and thinking it was a banger. Just like really feeling like it really made me fall in love with Wolverine, his story, the scene. I think it's the scene where he fights the other Wolverine person. The what was her name? No, I don't remember her name. Great scene though. I don't know. It dealt with like trauma. It was a really good addition to the next film. We obviously see like crazy stuff happen with Scott. I don't know. It's a really good one. I'm a huge fan of this movie. I'm gonna put it in A tier, to be honest. As I thought that this was gonna be lower than the original X-Men to me, but kind of thinking about it, definitely not lower. Next we got X3. X3 is a sore subject for me. When I saw this I think I saw this for my birthday. When did X3 come out? What year did X3 come out? What year was that? X3 release date. I feel like I saw this for my birthday. That's not X3. Oh, that's because it typed it weird. Well, I definitely... That's not what I'm looking for either. X3 Last Stand. 2006 was released. Let's see here. It had a $210 million budget, $460 box office. It was released. Where's the release date? There we go. Yeah, I saw this for my birthday when I turned 16. Release date is May 26th, 2006. My birthday is May 30th, for those who just wanted to know that for some reason. But yeah, I saw this movie for my birthday. I walked out of that theater, and I was like, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen. And people hated it. They absolutely dunked on it. They were like, this isn't even good. This is a terrible movie. And listen, like, as I've grown up, and I'm not like a 16-year-old kid who the movie was probably made for at the time anymore. I see the flaws in it. But honestly, I can't in good justice with like my initial reactions and not put it in B tier. It's the what we thought was the end of the story, at the end of the trilogy, right? There are obvious problems with the film, but if you're thinking about a comic book movie made for like teenagers, I think it does a pretty good job. It speaks to interesting issues. And I think it actually does a good job with them in the mutants versus the humans kind of like conversation. I don't know. I thought it was a good movie. It helped teach me empathy. I'm gonna put it there. Is this First Class? Fun fact, according to my wife, Xmen First Class. Look at this is what I'm saying. Like, I love X-Men. I don't think people realize this about me. This saw it for my 16th birthday, right? This, according to my wife, was our first date. X-Men First Class. First date with my wife. And obviously we know how the movie turned out. It was a banger. And we know how my marriage turned out. We're still together, 2 kids. We can't pretend this movie isn't S tier. Like, one, holy crap, does Kevin Bacon play an amazing villain in this movie. The introduction of the new X-Men is really good. You've got really impactful death scenes. The whole movie is just fantastic start to finish, learning their powers. It is just like, it's so good. It is one of the pinnacles of superhero movies, in my opinion. It's got to be an S tier. I'm not even gonna just like X-Men. Is this Days of Future Past? It's another S tier X-Men movie. Anyone who doesn't watch this movie and go, this movie is dope, is crazy. You get the same X-Men. You get some of the coolest scenes in the literal entire franchise. I think that this movie is actually underrated, which is crazy because I know a lot of people that like it, but people love to dog on this era of Fox's X-Men. Next up, we've got is this the Wolverine? So I don't actually know the differences. I have not seen one of the Wolverine movies, and I don't know which one of these is which because I can't see it from the picture. The Wolverine. This is the one I have not seen. I have actually never seen this film. Wolverine. I've seen this movie a lot. I used to work in a group homes for kids that had just different mental disorders and disabilities. And because of that, I've both seen it with them, and then also it was always on like the movie channels late at night when I was doing Graves. So I've actually seen this movie quite a few times. And it's not that bad. This is the first of the Origins films that they were going to do. It's not F tier, but it's not that good. It's got problem like the whole memory thing, like obviously the ending is bad. Like anybody who, you know what? You'll know why it's D tier. I'm not going to go too far into it. But it's not F tier. Like, it's a fun popcorn flick. And, I think this is the one with the helicopter scene. You've got the brother thing going on. It's cool. There is a problem in that movie, and that problem is Deadpool. But the swords that was cool. That was a cool little thing that they did. I don't know. Next up we got the first Deadpool. I don't know what I expected going into the first Deadpool movie, because the thing is like, I was not like a Deadpool comic guy. Like, I didn't follow like the Deadpool stories, and I didn't know what to expect. I played a lot of Magic the Gathering in comic book shops, so I have a lot of like comic book knowledge by just talking to comic book nerds who I was playing Magic the Gathering with, and they were like really into the stuff that they were into. But I feel like we barely ever talked about Deadpool. So going into Deadpool, I just was like, I don't know what to expect. And man, did that movie surprise me. That movie was chef's freaking kiss. It was so good. It's not even hard to understand that this movie is easily S tier. Is it better than First Class, though? I don't know. We're gonna save that for later. I'll rank those later. This will be my next controversial opinion. We already had X3. Deadpool 2. I did not love. Like, it's fine. There were parts of it that were really funny. The superhero landing bit was great. Has a lot of great moments, but as like an overall film, I didn't love the story. Got kind of bored. There were some really good moments, but for me, I just put this in C tier. Like, it was a fun popcorn flick. Okay. We're gonna skip Dark Phoenix. We're gonna go to Logan. Logan is really freaking good, and it's one of those movies that like you don't have to have watched all of the other ones to even love this movie, because it is so different and like its own thing. You get this rated R Wolverine movie that tells a really sad and tragic story again about multiple people, and there are multiple moments that like had me like, oh, my chest, my heart. It was really interesting, and it was done really well. I think it's a complete work of art. Yeah, where do we put it though? My first inclination is to put Logan in 8 here. I know a lot of people think this is the best superhero movie ever made, though. Like, as far as a movie goes, it probably does go up here, and this actually probably goes here. Kind of thinking about it. So we're going to do that. Alright. Well, save the best for last, folks. Everybody loves these movies. So I talked about how much I love First Class and Days of Future Past. They're really, really good. This movie, Xmen Apocalypse, was literally one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. The villain is stupid. The premise is stupid. Everything that happens is stupid. I actually don't have a nice thing to say about Xmen Apocalypse. There's so many problems with this movie. I could probably do a whole video about how much I hate this movie. This movie is complete F tier. Just absolute garbo of a film. I did not enjoy my time, and I have not watched it again. I don't know if it's like because I loved the last two movies so much. But yeah, Apocalypse was what, I don't know, like the beginning of the movie started kind of cool, and it just fell flat on its face. And I think that this is when people started to really start to hate on the Fox X-Men franchise. But to me, like, it was just this one that really, really falls for me. And then we got Dark Phoenix. And it's another one that people really love to hate on. People have said that this is the worst superhero movie of all time. And I don't agree. I enjoyed this film. We watched it in the theaters. I think I've actually watched this movie twice. And as far as like popcorn superhero movies go, I think it does a solid job. It builds on characters that you already care about and like. It presents a interesting problem. I think that the problem that people have with both X3 and this film is that Phoenix is not an interesting character, and like that's fine. You cannot be interested in Jean as Phoenix. Like, I don't know that makes the movie bad. You just don't like the character and the problems that the character presents. And for me, I don't mind it. Now, is it as good as Last Stand to me? Is it as good as Deadpool 2 to me? No. I would put this in C tier behind Deadpool. Is where I would personally rank this film. And I actually think this is an order for me of how I would rate the X-Men movies now. So, with that being said, go see, be excited for another movie. People have been like trashing the movie theaters. Just like, be excited for Deadpool 3. It's going to be so cool. It's so cool to see Wolverine's claws. I'll save this. I'll post it to Twitter. And then I will take a quick break. And we'll be back with... Yeah, download the image. That's what I said. We'll be back with looking at some modern stuff. Download. Log in to save your tier list to your profile. What? All right, we'll be right back.